Power 102 Jams.
That's right, Power 102 Jams, your choice for hip hop and R&B. Tonight I got a very special guest with me coming through right now, and I just want to start out by saying this dude right here is putting his stamp on the game. And what he's doing for these schools out here and what he's doing for the community out here in Central Illinois is nothing short of incredible, okay? And I'm so happy to have him on the line with me right now. And what it is it's Leaders for Life. And what that is it's a brand, but it's also an experience. And I want to tell y'all that Power 102 Jams is now sponsored by the Leadaz brand, okay? And what we're doing over here at Power 102 Jams is we are also providing an experience. We have some of the dopest DJs in the game on Power 102 Jams. We also have some of the dopest personalities that's all providing you all with different styles and whatnot. So what I want to do right now is I want to say shout out to my guy that's on the line with me right now. His name is Javae. Javae, are you there with me right now?
Yes, sir. I'm right here, and I'm available, my man. How's it going?
My man. So it's Power 102 Jams. I got Javae right on the line with me right now. And it's crazy because, first of all, my brother, like, we just started this partnership. We just sat down. We talked about the goals and everything that we're doing and what you're doing. And this guy, let me tell y'all, listen, this guy shows up at the studio last week with bags on bags on bags. Of all kinds. Listen, we got shoes, we got hats, we got track jackets. I mean, I'm like, yo, hold on. I had no idea that all this was coming. But when my man,
I gotta take care of my people, man. I gotta take care of you guys.
I said when my man said, yo, he on the way, I'm like, all right, we're gonna have another meeting or whatever, and that's fine. He showed up with bags on top of bags on top of bags. And yo, shout out to you for that.
Hey man, absolutely, man. You know what is is first of all, man, I just want to thank you, man. Thank God, man, just for this opportunity. I want to thank you for allowing me, this space to be able to kind of share with you guys some of the things that we have going on with Lead for Life and with our Leadaz brand, man. And it's such an honor, man, just to be able to team up with Power 102 Jams, man. I believe that great things are coming, man. And one of the things that I was able to do, man, in our meeting was just to connect with your vision. I think that the vision of Power 102, man, is definitely, you guys are definitely headed in the right direction. And Leadaz, Lead for Life brand, we're heading in the right direction, man. And I see nothing but growth and prosperity, so I definitely want to be a part of that.
Absolutely. And I just want to ask you, like, what led you in this direction as far as, a lot of people start, clothing brands and they go out there and they try to, put everything out and they put it out to their friends and their family, so on and so forth. Like, what really made you go with this brand and this style and everything like that? Like, what really like pushed you in this direction?
Oh my God, man, that's a great question, man. My story, man. My story is very interesting. It's like you have two brands that are working together simultaneously. I started Leadaz. Leadaz is an athletic footwear company way back in 2002, man. So my story is a story of persistence and dedication and commitment. And, it epitomizes everything that entrepreneurs are made of, and it's really about endurance. The original concept of the Leadaz brand was to help to create leadership on and off the court, on and off the field, where we still have we put an emphasis on delivering a high quality product, but at the same time, I and really focused on helping athletes understand that it's about the mentality of the game as well. You stepping up to be a leader, like I said, on and off the courts. And for me, I think it originated with just a passion that I have for sports myself. I played basketball, throughout high school, and I played some college ball, and I also love fashion. So I was able to merge those two things together. But again, even though I started back in '02, the Leadaz brand is now in a place where it's really about to take off. And, there's a huge story within that. So anyone that's out there listening, I want to encourage you to continue to believe and trust in the vision that you have.
Absolutely.
Do not allow your, current situations or circumstances to dictate what's going to happen for you. I believe that everyone was born with a purpose, and those purposes can be fulfilled as long as you stay committed. Through our Lead for Life programs, it's really taken off. We have over 700 kids in our local school district that are participating in our leadership seminars, and it happens during the school day. So they're taking kids out of class to be a part of this. So, and that's part of that whole process. I'm a person of faith, so I've dedicated myself to this particular process, and I just have to trust God that He was going to do things the way that, I believe that He was going to do it. And now because of my, belief, and faith and everything else, now things are at a place where it's really, 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 like I said, both brands are really starting to rock and roll. And I'm really excited. I'm excited for things that's going on, man. And most importantly, man, I'm excited about this partnership.
Absolutely.
We're in it for the long run. It's about to be some great things that's about to pop up.
And what's crazy is that you did mention quality. And I feel like a lot of these brands that are out here, whether they be this brand or that brand, I don't want to name. I don't want to name any brands, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like I feel that the quality of your products just speaks so much volumes. I remember OJ and I was having a conversation. In case you guys don't know who OJ is, you're brand new and you listen, as the Mr. VIP, Orlando Johnson. He's also head of our marketing department. And
man, shout out Orlando, man. Great guy.
No
Incredible,
doubt.
Phenomenal guy.
He was definitely saying like, yo, the quality of the product is so dope. Like, I mean, you could have went cheap. I mean, let's be clear. I mean, you're a startup company,
right.
and all of that, and you could have went cheap, man. You could have went a little cheaper, I guess I should say. I'm not gonna say cheap. I'm gonna say a little bit cheaper.
Right.
But you really focused on the quality of the products, and I just want to talk to you and touch on a little bit of that. Like, I mean, you had to put everything into that. I mean, the money, you had to put everything into that, I'm sure.
Man, I mean, everything from scratch. You know what I mean? And the phenomenal thing about what we do is that we're an athletic footwear company. So for me, and the reason why, I'm speaking this way to our listening audience, man, it's just when I talk about persistence and not giving up, and I keep going back to that. I mean, even when I started in the face of adversity. I had people that laughed at me, when I talked to them about my dream of one day having my own shoe design. Because, I mean, in reality, man, how many of us, everybody, I mean, even at that time, and even in the times currently, I know a lot of people that wear shoes every single day, but I don't know that many people that has their own shoe, and that was my story. So imagine years back when I would share with people that this is ultimately what I'm striving to do, I was laughed at. Now, in terms of the quality itself, I knew already going into the game that, everything that I bring to the table, it has to be at the utmost quality because of the fact that, my competitors, who we won't mention names, but you guys know who they are.
Right.
In the athletic footwear business, they bring the best to the table. So therefore, I don't have an opportunity to go, cheap, especially with the segment or the population of the market that I'm trying to tap into. I have a really good buddy of mine, man. His name is Johnny Walker, man. Scoop. We call him Scoop, man. And he and I, we've been talking a lot lately. And one of the things that Scoop mentioned to me, he said, "Jay, there's plenty of room at the top," and it resonates. So I just figured that if I continue to just pour in a quality product. From the fact, like with our shoes, our first shoe it's called our Leadaz Splash. It's 100% genuine leather. We could have went synthetic, but you know what? Hey, if this is going to be our first shoe that we put out there, we want to make sure that our new customers, people that support us, they'll be able to say that, you know what, this is a dynamic feel. So that was one of the reasons why we definitely had to pour into making sure that the quality of the product was right on point.
Absolutely, man. And you know what? I can personally vouch, and so can my team, that these products are extremely. I mean, the quality is there. It's dope gear, and it means something, And if you think about your slogan, when you say "rock your influence."
Oh yeah.
Right. When you say leaders, you know what I'm saying? Like, be a leader. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many people out there that's following and doing whatever the trend is. You know what I mean? Like, you are doing something that is fresh and new. And that's what we all about over here at Power 102 Jams. It's fresh and new, and I really appreciate the fact that you are doing that. And also with that being said, man, you're doing something else in the community that, I mean, so many people are talking about. I mean, talk to us about this Leadaz program, though. I mean, listen, we all about the gear and everything that you provide at Power 102 and the partnership, but talk to us about what you are doing in the community, because I feel like that alone is really what's...
Man, that's huge.
Yeah, it's huge, man. I mean,
oh my God, man. Yeah, that's it right there, man. You know what? I mean, don't get me wrong, man. When it comes down to fashion design and stuff like that, I love it, man. I mean, it's really intriguing. It's fun. It has its challenges, but we always get what we're looking for. You go in, you work, you continue to work it until you get what you want. But I tell you what, man, my passion is kids, man. I love children. I'm married. I have 3 kids of my own, JJ, Chrissy, and Camille, and they're my hearts. My son is a sophomore. My girls are in middle school. And, quite honestly, I just believe that my purpose in life is to help kids and teens discover their purposes in life.
Absolutely.
Just to understand, that no one was born a mistake, and part of that, man, is, in this whole story about Leadaz, the Lead for Life brand and everything else, man, it's like, there are going to be times, man, throughout life, I believe that life is a process. And part of this particular process is, us figuring out exactly, who am I, why am I here, and where am I headed? And I have that same, process within myself, I thought even in the beginning that, when I started the Leadaz brand, that I was going to design a shoe, put it on the market, and try to get rich. But it was obvious that, there were other parts to that I wasn't quite aware of at the time. When I started, I created a concept basketball shoe, and I was trying to get the shoe out there, and I couldn't catch it break to save my life, because again, man, I mean, you talk about who I'm competing with, and you hear this little small brand called Leadaz. Nobody knows about it, so it's hard to get in there. And my wife suggested that we give Chicago schools a shot. And long story short, what we were able to do was I was able to take that concept shoe to a few middle schools in Chicago, and they gave me a break. They said, "Hey, we'll try it out." But they said, instead of you, just, shipping those boxes to us, can you come and talk to our kids about how you got your own shoe? And, because they said we've never met anybody who's had their own shoe. And I think our kids need to see where it's coming from.
Yeah, exactly.
And to be honest with you,
I completely respect that, man. Absolutely.
And to be honest, man, it was one of those things where, for me, I hadn't stepped foot into a school, but I mean, to be perfectly honest, man, be living in Champaign. And as a hungry entrepreneur at the time, I would have walked to Chicago if they were talking about buying shoes. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Hey, no problem at all. I'll be there. But within like the first, the first 10 minutes of talking to these students, and there were about 40 kids in the room, we went from me talking about, how well you would perform on the court with these shoes on to, following your dreams.
Yes.
Never
definitely.
giving up. Because those questions began to come like, man, and for me, I had already had about a year into it before I even got to that point. And it was like a thing where I couldn't tell them how many times I was ready to just give up on it because things wasn't happening fast enough. But the one thing that I didn't understand at the time was that I was becoming more developed. I was becoming built up from the inside out. So,
Absolutely.
Long story short, that was our first opportunity to actually step foot into a school. From that, I went to doing career days. Then I became like a motivational speaker. And then it became a point to where I figured that we needed to do more. So my wife and I, we developed this thing called Lead for Life. We had a curriculum in place, and our current superintendent, Dr. Judy Wiegand, gave me that opportunity once we had our curriculum in place. I started out with 7 students at one of our local middle schools, Jefferson Middle School. And the vision was there. Over a short span of time, we've gone from 7 kids when I first started to over 700 kids. And what's happening is that kids are buying into this thing that we call the vision mindset. They're buying into understanding that they have to, that people buy into their why. They're buying into, what it means that to lock your vision or your dreams in your education. Our philosophy is simple. It's simple as that, if you have kids that begin to talk about their own dreams, the goals, their desires, the things that they want to do, that's what gets them excited. Now, all we have to do is show them how their education is going to play a huge role in that. And then what happens is that now you have a kid who, and kids, middle school, high school, I had one kid say that he wanted to be a rapper. Okay, that's what's up, baby. You want to get on stage, you want to perform. So what that means is that now you're telling me that you're going to go to school to become a communications major, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And then now he's like, okay, yeah, I can see it now. So it gives us that opportunity to really, help the kids understand that they have purpose, understand how to actually, become a leader, rock your life skills,
yes,
and just really maximize their potential, for the years that they have left in school. So
absolutely.
I apologize for being long-winded on that.
No, man. Hey, we need to hear that.
When it comes down to our Lead for Life brand, man,
yes,
I'm really passionate about that.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
As a result of that, man, like I said, people buy into your why. The reason why, I bought into Power 102, the same way I bought into Power 102, there are people in our community right now that are seeing the impacts that our kids are being exposed to. And not just that, the kids that are in our programs, if you're in Lead for Life 6th grade, you're in Lead for Life 7th grade. If you're 7th grade, it follows you. I have a group of Lead for Life students now that are at Centennial High School here that are juniors that have formed their own student organization. And they started Lead for Life when they were in the 6th grade. We have a Lead for Life student president, vice presidents, and they're responsible for building, engagements, activities, different events, connecting to become mentors to our middle school kids.
Yes.
So now what's happening is that these same kids that we started out with have now been empowered to where now they're taking the same message that I have and giving it back to their younger peers, man.
And it's so
it's
dope.
A beautiful thing.
Yeah, it is. And it's so dope how you mentioned that it was so many no's before you got one yes. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh my God.
I know the
Oh my
feeling. I know the feeling because I'm telling you. Listen, when we started Power 102 Jams, there was many people out there who had their concerns, had their, you know what it is, man. There's so many people like, yo, no, you need to do it this way or do it that way, or you need to go get a job. So much different stuff.
Yeah.
But then when they realize, like, and I want to go ahead and shout it because it is live right now. I want to shout out to everybody who's listening. Right now, we have many people that's listening in Alaska, and I just want to say shout out to them. I don't know your social media handles or whatnot, but hit the station up at Power 102 Jams and let us know that you're listening. We see you. I see you on the map. And also shout out to who's listening out in Germany right now. We've gained 3 listeners out in Germany right now, which is crazy. I want to say shout out to them. Also, our people out in Iowa, in the Quad City area. Shout out to my cousins who are tuned in, Jamie, Tanya, Nate, and all them. And then also shout out to Lisa and Trey, and shout out to all them that's rocking with us right now. Right now, we got the Leadaz brand on the line, Javae, Wright, and man, listen, I just want to say that, we are tremendously honored to have you as a sponsor of Power 102 Jams because, we are the in my eyes and how I feel, we're the leaders in this community when it comes to music and when it comes to us providing people with a experience. In my eyes, that we are the leaders in that, and this leaders gear that you provided us with, and also that you're providing the youth with. I just want to touch on it real quick before we have to get back to the music. Dog, you are providing uniforms, which is crazy right now. You providing uniforms for what school?
Man, so we're in the process right now, man. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag too much.
yeah. Let me keep quiet. Let me keep quiet.
I'm working on some things, man. I'm working on some really, really, really cool things, man. Before I shout out to Stephen Johnson, the Power 102, man.
Yes,
man, Stephen Johnson, man. Just an amazing guy, man. That has been so supportive for everything, man. You have such a phenomenal team, and that's one of the things that really drew me over to Power 102, man, is that your team, man, your presence, you and Orlando and Steven, man, you guys have, I'm telling you, you guys have a certain chemistry and a certain passion, man, like I said, that I was able to connect with right away. But I am planning on coming back, man, get back on the air real soon, man. And once we have a few more things, man,
no
in
doubt.
place, then we'll do the unveil, man, as far as, some of the people that we're working with, man. But one of the things that I want to mention real quickly, man, when you talk about, all of the no's that you get, it's funny because I was talking with a large group of students at the high school yesterday. And, a lot of times, and I have to let them know that, a lot of times, man, people look at what it is that we're trying to accomplish. And if we don't get the response from other people, we automatically associate it with being hate. Or, well, they hating on me, or they hating on this, or they hating on that. A lot of times it's not hate. Sometimes it's just that they don't understand the vision that's placed in your life, man. So continue to just push forward. You know what I'm saying? That was my thing.
No doubt.
I understood it. At first, my whole thing was I just thought that people was hating on me. But then the realism began to set in that it's not that they're hating, they just don't understand.
Right.
But once people begin to understand what you're trying to do, and once they're able to connect to it, then you may get that turnaround. I mean, not to say that there's no haters out there, because there are some out there. But at the same time, it's really about perspective, man. And so I just want to encourage you guys to, really continue to push forward in everything that you guys do, because everything that everyone does, man, we all matter. There's a lot of kids, man, that are looking up to us adults. And the last thing that we want to do is be hypocritical. Find somebody that you can invest into. If I can invest into Power 102, I'm going to invest into Power 102 because that's good ground. If you like what you're hearing right now when it comes down to the Leadaz Lead for Life brand, invest into it. Find something that you can invest into, because I'm telling you, I did not get to where I am right now with a closed fist, with a closed hand. I poured into others, because if you pour into others, then people are also going to pour into you, man. It's no mistake that, we're achieving these high levels of success. So, Power 102, man, we're partners for life, man. I'm looking forward to great things.
Absolutely. And once again, we appreciate you for joining us. Make sure you guys follow them on Twitter, Instagram, all that. We will be posting all of their information and everything. Listen, Javae, I appreciate you for rocking with me. Yes,
exactly, man. ShopLeadaz.com. Shop LEADAZ.com. Or you can check out what we're doing, leadforlife.org. It's LEAD, 4 life.org, man. And always rock your influence. Thank you so much for this amazing opportunity, my brother.
Always. Power 102 Jams, your choice for hip hop and R&B. We getting back to the music right now. I got some more throwbacks for y'all. It's DJ A-Ron. I'm here. Keep it locked. Power 102
Jams.